develop and maintain computational methods and software packages. So that first line of the message is the same for all CCPs. What is the nuclear CCP is focusing on is actually the next line. What we're saying is we'll modernize the nuclear thermodynamics tools to meet the demands imposed through the development of advanced next generation nuclear reactor systems. So we're focused on future. This is mostly aligned with the government's nuclear innovation program. And so with that aim in mind, we basically put together some specific objectives arranged in 2 work packages. And WP1 is on community building and networking, and whereas WP2 is on methodology and code development and maintenance. So basically, for the first one, now we are looking at the kind of list of objectives which we said we will try to achieve. And the first one in WP1 is obviously to develop a strong collaborative community. As Hector said, this is probably one of the first times we actually have been successful to actually get some funding as a group from the Research Council. So in doing that, we were hoping to organize technical meetings, workshops, benchmarking exercises, and also on the number 2, we said we will also provide technical support and training courses, and also to support international collaborations. And there will be a website which to be developed to help with all the, the community building and networking. Now, in the second area, WP2, we'll be focusing on methodology and code development and maintenance. Here we actually listed 2 elements. The first one, we say the main element, I would say, to support, develop, and maintain robust CFD methodologies and tools for the analysis of reactor systems for the purpose of complement and modernize the system and subchannel codes. So we know the mainstream methodology will still be system and subchannel codes for a long time to come, but we also know the rules that CFD is playing is getting stronger and stronger. So we're hoping to support that. And secondly, we would go further. We actually to support, develop, and maintain high fidelity modeling and simulation methods and software tools. In this case, using DNS or RES. And the purpose would be actually to further understand the underpinning physics and conduct in like in the new systems, especially with computational coolants and things like that, and also to produce databases for model validation and engineering correlation development. Again, we definitely won't be to replace physical experiment, but to actually complement physical experiment. As you can see, the focus for the CCPs is different from the SIG for the purpose as we said, generally speaking, CCP has got its own themes. Now, the number 7, we initially proposed to also explore innovative and disruptive methodologies. However, what we got in terms of funding has been reduced from our initial ask to a smaller amount. So we said we would omit this particular item, and probably during time, with time, we could apply for fundings to cover this area. And finally, number 8 is to support, to provide expert support and consultation for code and methodology development. And here we used KASK. I probably would see KASK quite a lot. It stands for Computational Science Center for Research Communities. We would expand on that. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure about the general business of KASK. So now, having done that general kind of introduction in terms of the aims and objectives, then we have in the proposal a list of tasks we said we would do, and these are numbered as WP1-1 to 10. So the first one, a key event, we said we'll organize an annual technical meeting, and this is the first one. So we'll get our community together to discuss progresses in methodology development and code development and research and development activities from universities, industry, and also we hear a report from KASK support team in CCP nuclear. And we also hope to provide a forum for the discussion of strategic development needs and new trends and collaborative opportunities. So the second one, for this particular meeting, we may have to reduce that in terms of these interactions, but we do, as you already know, that there's a presentation from each organization. So hopefully that's a starting point. And following that, we also said we'll have some special topic workshops, which are more flexible, smaller events, which are initiated by working group members. So that people can get together, talk about collaborations or on a particular topic of interest of probably a subset of the CCP community. And then we also put down a cross CCP workshop item, which were required actually in terms of interdisciplinary research. And we had a CCP turbulence in mind, and we also know that they actually put us as their like partners for cross CCP workshop. So hopefully we would organize something which would benefit both CCPs. Now we also have various things we think we'll try to do in terms of for the outreach. Now, so the next important kind of program we think we put together is actually the exchange and visiting program for WP1.5, that's for exchange of visitors within the UK. We're hoping to support up to 3 visitors per year, whereas then for WP1.7 is for incoming and outgoing international visits. We hope to provide opportunities for our researcher groups to collaborate with international organizations. We think we should have, yes, 2 supports for each in and out program. And then it's training course. We said it's quite important. We had some experience from the SIG. Even when we actually put the program together, we talked to some organizations hoping to actually jointly organize such training courses with organizations such as EDF and STFC. And we also think international workshops would be useful for us to bring international experts to the UK to talk about things that are particularly relevant to the UK nuclear community. And so we're hoping to actually attach this to one, or each one of these to one of the annual technical meetings, extend that period so that people can stay slightly longer, and there'll be opportunities to both expose what we do here in the UK and also to bring experts from the international to the UK. And the next one, WP 1.9, is benchmarking exercise. And we put up to 3 possibilities here. So we're hoping to develop those topics, again, particularly relevant to the UK. We'll see a particular method to do this, either to put a list of things that to be voted by the members, or to really have the members to propose such topics. So that would come starting from the second year. And the last one, this website is obviously quite important in terms of to basically contain all the information about CCP plus news events, and we'll also have archiving of the database and publications. And here's the schedule that we initially put together, and that would have to be altered obviously because of the COVID-19. And for WP2, we will be focusing on this one. I just have wanted to say a couple of things. For the WP 2.1, we said robust CFD, we basically meant the conventional runs CFD. In this area, there won't be major code development, and the focus would be on code comparisons, benchmarking, testing of HPC performance, and also coordinating users' effort in terms of organizing things. And secondly, was on the high fidelity modeling, and one important thing that we said we'll be doing is to develop a community code for aimed for thermohydraulics DNS, and we say we'll develop CHAPSIM, which we would discuss later on. And in terms of people, those are listed in the proposal. So the only thing I'd like to say is you probably would have already spoke to Dr. Wang. She's a senior computing scientist based at STFC, and she would take the role of CCP secretary and probably would run the day-to-day CCP business. So you'd hear from her a lot. The working group are made of academic members and industrial members. I think we have 22 members from 11 universities in the first category, and we have 16 from 7 industrial organizations here. And now, obviously, if you look at the last line, very importantly, all CCP activities will be open to the wider community. And later on, we'll have registration available. So for anyone from the UK who are interested in CFD to register as a member. Now, I have a quick update on the progress to date. Is reasonably straightforward. So we had a pre-start meeting earlier on with KASK STFC staff, and we've decided the start date, KASK support, personnel, assignment, and website. That was really good. And then all since went wrong a bit because of the lockdown, but we managed to have a Zoom meeting for the first management committee, at which we discussed the general planning and also the postponement of the WP1 tasks, though we have some proposals later on in the on the next slide. We also discussed the terms of reference for the management committee and one for the working group members, and also some details for the kind of calls for proposals, which we'll distribute to everyone following this meeting shortly. And also, as I said before, you should already know that WP2 program has started on the 1st April. And also hopefully the website will become available shortly. And we've got a logo for CCP-NTH. And now my last slide, this is basically because of the current situation, we discussed what can we do to support the community. And this is what we put together for WP1. So the first one is we're hoping to establish a DNS/areas and HPC users group forum to bring together users and developers to discuss progresses and development, and also to exchange experience and lessons learned in this area. We're hoping to meet around 3 times a year, and anyone interested will be welcome to join. So we'll make announcements for those events. And secondly, we're hoping to support and organize a series of seminars, virtual ones, obviously. And for each one, we're hoping to have a theme with a couple of invited talks, and also probably contributions from interested members of the CCP to present as well. Well, again, hope to organize such events a couple times a year. And next, website development is ongoing, and we'll have we're hoping to provide update and news circulations, and to start the visiting grant as soon as possible. And that's me. Thank you very much, Hector.
Sorry, I just realized I had muted my mic. Many thanks, Shuisheng. Have we got time for any quick questions to Shuisheng before we move on?
If there is time, I'd like to insert one, but
I guess let me just check on the.
Can we do it while Wei is setting?
Yeah. So yeah, if you can have a quick question, Brian, while Wei is setting up the presentation.
okay. It was WP1-8 international workshops. I just thought, Shuisheng, I would mention here, it sounds like advertising, I thought I would mention that in 1 year's time, there will be the UK Heat Transfer Committee conference, at which you are chairing a special session on nuclear heat transfer. Now, we're advertising that conference widely. I would think that was a suitable occasion for having such a WP1 international focus on that.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, we think about that to see whether we actually can. Definitely, I know that there will be presentation from the SIG members, but CCP.
Perhaps I I through you could distribute news of the meeting widely, so that our friends in the USA and elsewhere in Europe can know about it.
We do, yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so I guess to stick to the schedule, we now move on to the next presentation, which should be from Wei.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Share my screen.
Would you be sharing your screen or be?
Yeah.
Okay.
I share my screen now.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it now. Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I will give a brief introduction of WP2 of the CCP project. Shuisheng mentioned about KASK. I know many of you may know familiar with this organization already, and some of you may know little about it. KASK is Computational Science Center for Research Communities. Is an organization under the Scientific Computing Department, or STFC. It provides computational science support for scientific communities funded by EPSRC, MRC, and BBSRC, and organized in CCP project and HEC consortium. That quite a lot of support KASK will provide. It include the development of a theory, algorithm, and software. Actually, this is the key element of support for KASK. It hopefully it will result in the long-term continued expansion and updating of the software programs. KASK also provides the user support and training. It includes individual support and training, as well as to help to organize and conduct events such as workshop and many other activities mentioned by Shuisheng in WP1. And outreach of the promotion of computational science and engineering activity. It will facilitate the exchange of expertise and tools and reaching out to new communities, including experimentalists and industry, national and worldwide. KASK also provided the collaboration on scientific project. It works with scientists in the community to endorse scientific research. KASK also provided the polling, optimization, and benchmarking on local and national computing platform like Archer or Archer 2. KASK also maintains distribution and science management, license management, and dissemination and demonstration of software. It also manages the scientific data and coordinate and nurture existing and new communities. Actually, the role of KASK in this project is it will manage and support the WP1 community building and the WP2 code development and maintenance.
Can you go to full screen?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shuisheng already gave a brief introduction of the objective of WP2. It includes the project management, and the main scientific task is robust CFD and high fidelity simulation use DNS and LES, also provide technical support. For the project management, WP2, we will provide the support of organizations of activity in WP1 and also do the management or project in developing and maintaining and coordinating the community safety codes. We also have our website, which is still under development. In this website, we will have quite a lot of information to share. Lots of this information are open to public. For example, the project introduction and including the member informations, working groups. It will give a briefing of the recent research in the main working groups. And also it will provide the events and the news, for example, the new opportunities and activities or visitor exchanging the activities mentioned in WP1. It also will provide a link to the open source code in GitHub or other community website for code sharing and benchmarking. In this website, we also have some content especially for the working group members. For example, the database and meeting recording and the minutes as this meeting is recorded. The recorded video will be shared in this website, which you can refer later. And also I want to mention, if you don't want to record your presentation, just tell me and I will pause it. That's no problem. WP12-1 is robust safety. Shuisheng already mentioned what does that mean for robust safety. Robust safety mainly means the conventional run simulation for the computational thermohydraulics. This task will be based on CodeCertain. CodeCertain is a very popularly used code in UK and worldwide it's developed by the EDF. And the main objective are code-to-code comparison, benchmarking, and profiling the server's high-performance computing, the server's performance in HPC, and coordinating users' efforts. The details. The first subtask actually is CASK grade CFD. The aim of this task is to assess or improve the CASK code CFD methodologies for advanced reactor system. This task is mainly an extension of the result of the project of base. It will validate the CASK grade scheme developed in the PACE project, the subchannel CFD, and potentially make the subchannel CFD to be a robust CodeCertain add-on module. The second subtask is reliable and accurate LES. In this task, we will investigate CodeCertain's LES, the most suitable numerical schemes for specific topics in the nuclear thermohydraulics, and turbulence models, wall treatment, and other numerical configurations for their application in specific topic. In this subtask, we will do several. We plan to do several tasks, like we will validate the accuracy and the stability of the new high order schemes, which will be available in the next version of the CodeCertain. And after testing this, if anything we can do, we will customize these numerical schemes for their application in thermohydraulics. We also will investigate the CodeCertain's LES performance in the thermal mixing or stratifications in thermohydraulics. And after these tasks, we would like to provide a guide on how to properly use cold Sutton's LES function in simulation of numerical hydraulic problems. The third subtask is code-to-code comparison. The main aim is to assess the suitability and the performance of selected CFD in accurately predicting turbulence flow and heat transfer in nuclear small hydraulic related problem to establish some trust in our code and validate the code development. We will choose several code for code-to-code comparison. Some candidates like Cold Sutton and NEC 5000, which is widely used in the US. We will compare the code's performance for run simulation of different complexities and physical phenomena. For example, we would like to compare the turbulence model effect or heat transfer model effect and different numerical schemes effect on the result. Also the code efficiency, and also we would like to explore the scope of application of each code. The same things also applicable to LES simulation as well. In LES, we will also consider the comparison of mesh sensitivity of each code. From this task, we want to build some confidence in when we're using different code in this small hydraulic related problems. The second task in the WP2 is high fidelity simulation using DNS and LES. In this task, we will developing, assessing, and maintaining the methodology and code for high fidelity small fluid simulation using DNS for civil nuclear applications. In this task, it focuses on DNS simulation. Shuisheng already mentioned, we will use a community code, the CHAPSIM. CHAPSIM was initially developed at the University of Sheffield. Now is being used by a group of by several groups in the UK and abroad. CHAPSIM is based on finite difference method. Is a structured mesh. It has Cartesian coordinate and the cylindrical coordinate, which is for channel flow, pipe flow, and annular flows. It has an embedded mesh generator, so it can generate a mesh up to a very, very high mesh size without any mesh format conversion problems. It has the function of a DNS of a turbulence simulation and heat transfer for fluids and supercritical pressure. This was initially designed for, and now it added some other functions which can deal with unique fluid with specified small properties, for example, the liquid metal. It also have an embedded turbulence generator if you want to start in developing flow, turbulence developing flow and small developing flow. It's got the MPI for parallelization, which will be optimized. The first subtask is to documentation of the first initial version of the CHAPSIM. Because CHAPSIM is used by several groups. After it was firstly designed, it used by Sheffield University and others like Liverpool University. Different users have developed their own functions for his specific project. So the first task we want to achieve a single unified version with most of the functions available now, and to get ready for the open sourcing with tutorials, documents, and examples. We also want to make some changes, make it a more modern code, and consider the modularization for add-on and future extension, we updated the user guide and provided some example cases for demonstration and preparation. Until now, until this month, this task is almost finished. The only thing left is after review the function of conjugated heat transfer, I will do modify some of the code to make this function is more general and powerful. The second subtask for the DIN assimilation is improvement of the parallelization of CHAPSIM. Currently, CHAPSIM has a parallelization only in the wall normal direction mesh decomposition, which limit is application to the very large cluster system, and we want to change the current 1D decomposition slabs in the wall normal direction to the streamwide direction, but we still want to keep the function in the of the 1D decomposition for the acceleration in the future. After that, we will add a second direction decomposition, make it to be a 2D decomposition pencils for both this Cartesian and cylindrical coordinate. After finishing these two, we will access the code scalability and scale on Archer 2. The main aim is to make CHAPSIM to target the petascale computing, make it a powerful computational community solver. The third task is to implement some numerical functionalities for the main solver to improve its accuracy and stability. The main task we will added a high order method for spatial discretization. Currently, it's second order central difference scheme. We will also added actual general scalar transport equations for users' application, make it more portable and extensionable. And we also will add the mesh stretching in the streamwide direction, which is very useful for developing flow. The third task of WP2 is technical support. We will definitely we will support the CHAPSIM's code maintenance and the coordination, the user support, individual user or group training. And also we have a regular user meeting as mentioned by Shuisheng, and we will regularly update the document. And together with the EDF scientists, we will also provide the code certain user support. That's the main task of WP2. This is a Gantt chart. In the first year, we will focus on the high fidelity simulation. Actually, it's improvement the parallelization of CHAPSIM, make it suitable for the for Archer 2. And the next year, we will go to the code sorting. We will focus on the coarse grade CFD and reliable LES, because it's a 5-year project. For year 3, 4, 5 we have plans, but the details will be updated later. Yes, that's from me.
Many thanks, Wei. We seem to be kind of pressed for time, so unless there's a really urgent question, I suggest perhaps we could postpone questions for the general session later on. Is that okay with everyone?